I wouldn't have guessed, having started Evergreen, that I'd be very focused on AI right now. Like, we're trying to build the next Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway is like not the most technology forward business, but this is a really interesting transformation. And we're not interested just because, companies needed to be talking about AI. It's actually transformative to our businesses. And it actually is really threaded into decentralization in an interesting way. Like, we're kind of pioneering how you drive innovation in a decentralized context. Most of the companies that we look up to are not known for innovation. They're known for buying businesses and helping them operate more efficiently. But we're kind of pioneering this concept of how do you innovate new technologies within a decentralized context. And what we're finding in the early days is that there's actually way more room for innovation in a decentralized context, because you kind of have 100 different petri dishes to test things out in across your companies, and you have 100 different people, or 6,000 different people if everyone's using the tools, that can each come up with an idea that could transform the entire business. So it's been a really interesting turn in how I spend my time, and I think it's been pretty fascinating and unexpected. Decentralization meeting innovation is really interesting because I think innovation it's not about scale necessarily. In fact, big businesses kind of are terrible at innovation. Oftentimes, the biggest innovations come out of some small company working out of a garage. We don't have 100 companies working out of a garage, but we're closer to that than we are to a big company. And what that means is that we have 100 plus different areas where different companies where they can come up with some really innovative solution to how they can leverage AI in their business. We have 6,000 employees who are not held back by a bunch of bureaucratic policies, that can go experiment with AI tools and find some application that's really close to the customer. And if they find something, they're not far from the decision maker. They sit in the same office as the CEO of their business. So this can go from something that they kind of figure out on the side into a business process very quickly without having to go through a bunch of layers of approvals. Once our CEOs kind of identify innovation, we can then scale it to the broader group of companies, because we have this kind of knowledge sharing across the group. It enables this both broad-based innovation and experimentation, but also we can also just pick one or two companies and do some really innovative, transformative things, because it's not a huge risk to us to experiment at one or two companies where you totally reinvent the business from scratch, leveraging kind of an AI first mentality.